What's up guys, welcome back to another Paladins video. So don't normally do this kind of stuff. I tend to stick with 100% official info, but I thought this Datamined info is really cool, and I want to let you guys know about it. Torvald was Datamined before this, and all that info seemed to end up being right, so this info should be too. It's about the champion that should be coming up next, Maeve. Now, I looked up the name just to see if we can get like a clue on the character's gender. The origin of the name is Irish, and it means she who intoxicates. So Maeve should be a girl. I kind of figured because it does sound like a girl name. Now, we actually know quite a bit about her. We know her kit, her cards, and it's pretty obvious she's a feline character. So let's go over what was Datamined. Her prototype name is Blades, probably because she uses them. She has 2 knives or daggers. There's actually an unlisted video on the Paladins YouTube channel that shows what looks like an early prototype of Maeve. Might not be, but it fits the description pretty well. I'll link it below if you want to see it. It is unknown if this character will be able to melee with these daggers. We do know that she can throw 2 of them every second that deal 500 damage though. Drybear did say they were working on a flank with melee elements a while back, and this is probably that character, so maybe she'll be able to. I'd really love to see that. There's a bit of text here for a basic attack that says perform acrobatic feats with the grace of a cat, then eliminate your enemies with the ferocity of a tiger. So it's pretty clear that she'll be some acrobatic ninja assassin-like character, and that's something people have been asking for a little bit. They basically just flat out asked for Genji, but I'm hoping she's gonna be a lot better than Genji is. The thing about Paladins characters that are called copies of Overwatch characters is they tend to be a lot better than the characters they're supposedly copying. Barrack and Knessa, for example, are a lot better than Torbjorn and Widowmaker, so I'm hoping that trend continues, and I'm sure it will because from what I've seen, Hi-Rez is way better at balancing their characters than Blizzard is. Anyway, let's keep on with her kit. I just want to throw out there that all her attacks have 20% lifesteal, and yes, that means abilities too. As for her abilities, she has one called 9 lives, and this is a pretty stacked ability. You heal for 800 health and reset your ability cooldowns. Activating this ability cleanses current crowd control effects and makes you immune to them for 1 second. If you don't know what crowd control effects are, they're like slows, stuns, whatnot. I feel like you can do a lot with this ability in tons of different situations. It does sound kind of OP, but when you put it into practice, it'll probably turn out to be pretty balanced. The next ability is Prowl. You dash forward and perform a melee strike. It's a pretty basic ability that you see in a lot of games, but it fits. Next is Pounce, and it's just like it sounds. You pounce somewhere. Now this is her ult. It says Midnight Ultimate on here, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to be called Midnight. When activated, enemies within 300 feet are placed in a blind sphere, and you heal for 400 health, and your ability cooldowns are reset. Not sure if Maeve and friendlies will be able to see in the sphere or not. Depending on that, it can either be an ult that makes the enemy way easier to kill, or one that just disrupts and helps you and your team escape, like a really big smoke bomb. Alright, so for the cards, I'm just going to read off the max for each card, so I'm not sitting here reading a ton of numbers off. If you want to see tier 1 through 4 of each card, then look in the description. I'll have this page linked there. Okay, first is Cut and Run. Kills in a limbs grant 40% movement speed for 4 seconds. Then Persistence. You cannot be slowed more than 30%. Then Predation, gain 40% increased movement speed when out of combat. If you end up using this or Cut and Run, just keep in mind that speed bonuses don't stack in Paladins. The strongest one is the one that's used, so you can't stack this and Nimble together or this and Cut and Run together either. Next is Street Cred. Your maximum health is increased by 200. Then Savagery. Pounce heals you for 280 on a successful hit. This kinda gives us an indication that Pounce will probably do damage like Buck's Heroic Leap does. Then Chase. This increases the speed bonus of Prowl by 40%. Then Featherlight. It reduces your fall speed in Prowl by 40%. Then Street Runner. It increases the duration of Prowl by 2 seconds. Then Walk It Off, which heals you for 80 health every second during Prowl. This could combo really well with Street Runner. Then On Edge. It reduces the cooldown of 9 lives by 4 seconds. This is probably going to be the top card. This is something I really want to try. You can get in the rhythm of using all your abilities, then using 9 lives, and doing it all over again with a lower cooldown. Then Sixth Sense. Enemies hit by Pounce are revealed for 4 seconds. Then Scamper. Gain 40% movement speed for 2 seconds after Pounce ends. Then Shred. It reduces the cooldown of Pounce by 2 seconds. Then Fight or Flight. Gain 40% movement speed for 2 seconds when you activate 9 lives. Then Patch Up. Increase the amount that 9 lives heals you for by 200. I definitely want this paired with On Edge. And finally, Scar Tissue. Gain 20% damage reduction for 2 seconds after using 9 lives. Whew. See how much reading that was? Imagine if I went and listed every tier. Anyway, all these cards look useful, which is good. Some champs have a few cards that just aren't. There are some cards that seem better than most, but of course, that's just unavoidable. I'm really excited for this character. If it launches just like this, there's going to be a lot to mess around with, and I feel like this is definitely going to be a higher skill ceiling character. Most of the flanks are. Eve and Angelo are for sure. Skye kinda is, cause she's bad, so it takes more work to be useful. Not really the same, but I'm gonna go ahead and count it. Then there's Buck. Wait, no. Not Buck. He's pretty easy. Maeve might end up being the highest skill ceiling flank. I'd say Evie is right now, and they're probably gonna size up well against each other in that regard. I can't wait to see which ends up being harder to play. If I'd have to guess, I'd assume this character will come in OB 45, maybe 44 if we're lucky. They do have to put out a character every 3 to 4 weeks if they're going to meet their minimum goal of 15 new characters this year. So what do you guys think? You excited? Terrified? I don't think she'll end up being OP. Don't worry. She will probably be really good in a really good player's hands, like how Evie, Angelo, and Cassie are, but that's it, and nothing's wrong with that, right? Come on, say right. I'll leave you to think about it. Anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. I want to thank you all for watching. I very much appreciate it, and I'm going to see you guys later. Bye!